Valar Morghulis.
They're dragons, Khaleesi. They can never be tamed. Not even by their mother.
Wow, we've just watched Two Swords, the first episode from season 4 of the biggest, bloodiest and most badass show on television, Game of Thrones. I'm Jamie East and I'll be right here after every single episode to guide you through the lands of Westeros and beyond. Coming up, we bring you an exclusive preview of next week's episode. We meet Maisie Williams, aka Tomboy Killing Machine, Arya Stark.
That's what I love about this show, is that they make it as real for you as possible.
Game of Thrones has one of the largest casts and crew in television. We go behind the scenes on set. Just how big does a dragon get? We ask our superfan experts. And direct from the Night's Watch, the fantastic John Bradley, Sam Tarly, is right here. This is Thronecast, the official fan show for Game of Thrones on Sky Atlantic HD, the home of Thrones. What an opening sequence there. Tywin reforges Ned Stark's Valyrian steel greatsword into 2 brand new swords. Well, Ned ain't going to be using his anymore. So I was just in our throne room, but joining me every week, our resident Game of Thrones geek and keeper of the map of Westeros and the known world is the lovely milady Rachel Parris.
Hello.
Valar Morghulis.
Valar Morghulis, Jamie. Wow.
It's tricky to say
Very
every
tricky. What a classic opener.
It was amazing.
So, the newly reforged ice, which you have there.
I have there. This is the exact one.
Exact
No,
one.
I like to think it is.
Has been reforged into 2 swords,
Yep.
and one of them has been given to Jamie.
Yep.
Who's going to get the other one, I wonder?
Well, it could be a wedding present.
Could be a wedding present for Joffrey. Could it be for Tyrion? Not likely.
What else is going on?
Khaleesi's dragons are amazing. So
They are
big now.
grumpy teenage dragons.
Killing sheep all over the shop.
Is that what teenage dragons do? I guess
It's
so.
what these ones do, with a vengeance. And, of course, now we wonder if they like the taste of sheep. Are they going to like the taste of yunkai? They're going to want to eat some people.
There are plenty of yunkai to go round.
Exactly. They want a slice of yunkai pie, I'm
We'll be
thinking.
talking about dragons later.
Later. And speaking of eating people, we've also been introduced to the Thenn.
They like eating people too?
Very much so.
Scary, scarred, burnt kind of
Exactly.
things
They
going
look
on
like
there.
something out of a Channel 5 documentary.
Yeah.
They come from above the wall, and they're cannibals. No mucking
What was it
around.
they were eating?
Craw.
Bit of craw.
You know nothing, John Craw. So don't invite them to a barbecue,
No, okay.
is what we're
Yeah,
saying.
I'll
and
make a note of that.
Arya and the Hound.
Oh, my favourite team out of the
Me
whole
too.
show.
I love these guys. So they're now a proper killing team. They're
Yeah.
very much the Buffy and Giles of Westeros, and equally
reference.
stabby. Yeah, they're very similar.
Yeah.
What about when she killed Polliver?
Slowly through all the soft tissue. Oh. She knew where that spinal column was.
She knew exactly what she was doing.
Rachel, what about a hot-headed Dornishman, Prince Oberyn Martell? What a guy.
What a guy. Hot-headed, hot-blooded, just hot.
Hot everything.
Hot
I had
everything.
proper beard envy there.
Oh, yeah,
I might have
proper
to
beard
go
envy.
for one of them for next week. Executive producers David Benioff and Dan Wise said the boys love him, the girls love him, and he loves them all back. I don't know what that hand signal was on about, unless your name is Lannister. What's going on there? What do we know?
So, obviously, there's no love lost between the Lannisters and the Martells, and this stems down to what happened between Tywin and Elia, who's Oberyn's younger sister.
Yeah, a clue, it wasn't very nice.
It did not end well for her.
No.
It didn't go her way. And he mentioned that, Oberyn mentions it in the episode, but we're going to see a little bit more of that history in episodes to come. Now, you may have noticed, is he gay? Is he bi? In fact,
He's definitely gay.
He's
I think
definitely gay.
We can kind of clarify that for the viewers.
But according to Dornish custom, there is no stigma attached to sexuality, so you embrace the love of a man or a woman or both, whatever you want.
Sometimes at the same time.
Exactly.
Now, we want to hear your thoughts. We are your official fan show after all, so get involved on our Twitter feed @Thronecast or chat with us on facebook.com/Thronecast. Let's keep the conversation going throughout the whole of this incredible season. Right, let's go behind the scenes of the biggest show on television.
I'm going to Belfast for a week and then Iceland for 2 weeks. I'm so grateful that I managed to get the opportunity to come to these places.
There are so many quality shows on television that I love and admire, but I don't think there's one with the scale of Game of Thrones. just look at that in terms of the numbers, in terms of the size of the cast, in terms of number of countries we shoot in, and it's simply huge.
You feel so incredibly lucky as an actor. You come in and it is such a brilliantly well-oiled machine.
I don't think Game of Thrones is like anything anybody's ever experienced. It is its own beast. Not only do you have nearly 600 script pages, but you've got 6 different directors and 5 different DPs, and you've got 19 weeks of shoot using 2 parallel units. It is madness.
These scripts this season, by far, are my favorite, not just for me, but for all the characters, and you don't have it figured out when you think you do.
The challenge was to keep the story fueled with action and energy and surprises. And they've introduced some new characters, some new cities, whole new plot elements that taken together surpass the success of the first 3 seasons brilliantly.
It feels fantastic to be back doing the 4th season of the show, a show that keeps expanding every year. And every year you're visiting not just new locations in the same world, but new societies and new cultures.
What's so exciting about this season is that, yes, it's epic, yes, it's sprawling. For me, this season, the story just gets more intense and complex.
It's a wonderful show to do. The scripts are impeccable. We have terrific directors, dare I say it, bloody good actors, and absolutely compelling storylines.
And there is more behind-the-scenes action next week. Now, Arya Stark is having an incredible journey. She tragically lost Robb and her mother Catelyn at the Red Wedding, and now she's on the run with the Hound, and they seem to be getting closer with every kill. A few weeks ago, we met up for a chat about Arya's journey in season 4. Maisie Williams, Arya Stark, welcome back to Thronecast.
Thank you.
I want to ask you about the prayer that she recites, ending Valo Morgulis.
Yeah.
Why does she recite that?
I think the prayer thing keeps her, on track of why she's here and what she wants to do, because things happen, so frequently, and there's a new name every day, and like a name lost and things like that I think every night when she recites it, it makes her remember why she's doing this and why she's still here, the fact that she shouldn't just give up because there's so many people out there that deserve to die.
Do you enjoy doing the more magical, mythical elements of the show? Is that quite fun?
It was really exciting to do the flame sword and that whole bit with Beric Dondarrion. We actually had a flaming sword, it wasn't CG. So it was scary and it was dangerous.
I mean, it's a health and safety nightmare.
Exactly, but I was talking to the guys and they were saying like when they were wielding the sword in front of them, like it was literally sucking the oxygen away. So it just makes it 10 times harder. But the fact that that's actually happening there in front of you makes it just, so much more interesting to be on set every day. And that's what I love about this show, is that they make it as real for you as possible in this fantasy world. Like there is, minimum CGI. The stuff that they do in Iceland, like that's legit. Like those scenes are real.
She tells Beric Dondarrion in the Cave of the Brotherhood Without Banners that death is the one true god. Do you think Arya is afraid of death at all?
Death is an option, I guess. Like, that could happen, but I think she's a lot stronger now. We see series 1, this very naive Arya, and I think now all the killing that she has witnessed and horrible people that she's witnessed, I think she realizes that everyone's got a story. Just because you may think they're innocent doesn't necessarily mean they are. Yeah. I think she, this is gonna sound so, respects death almost. It's not an ending either as well. It's like, it's, just a path, I guess. That sounds so spiritual. And
she sort of learned that from Syrio, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. And so many people speculating that Syrio's still alive or Syrio's dead and stuff. I think his view on it was like kind of heartwarming almost. And even if he is dead, I think, it was an honourable way to die.
Saving her.
Exactly.
Oh, I hope he's alive.
Yeah, me too.
That would be nice.
I said it in an interview once. I was like, I think Syrio's still alive. And that was it. On the internet, everyone was like, oh my God, spoiler! I was like, no, I said, I think, like, I don't know. No one tells me anything.
And you can watch more of that interview at sky.com/thrones. But first, let's look at our map of Westeros and the known world. What a map it is. Rachel, how big is Westeros?
From north to south, it's about 3,000 miles long.
Well, put that into context for me.
OK, so the UK, for example, is about 600 miles long. And so the journey that, say, the Starks made in Series 1
Yep.
from Winterfell down here to King's Landing, that was 1,500 miles.
Yeah, I wouldn't fancy doing that in a weekend.
No way. The wall here,
Yep.
that's 300-ish miles long.
Ish. Yeah.
Ish. We can't be sure. We can't be sure. And of course, everyone at the moment, nearly
Yep.
everyone, is down at King's Landing.
Yep.
We've got Oberyn, Cersei, Tywin,
They're all
Tyrion.
congregating, aren't they?
For the wedding.
For the wedding. They'll all be having a lovely little spa roundabout now,
Of course
getting their
they
nails
will,
done.
the wedding, which is
choosing their
bound to go
outfits.
well. So Daenerys, of course, she came from Karth,
Yep.
where she lost her dragons.
Yeah, got them back again though.
Got them back,
obviously.
thankfully.
Yep.
Travelled over to Astapor, where she got the Unsullied,
Yep.
the army.
She gathered her troops.
And then went up to Yunkai,
Yeah, here we are.
freed the slaves, and now she's just on the way to Meereen.
So the episode that we just watched, she is going along this little coastline here,
Yes.
and this is where it's kind of dotted with 160 odd dead children.
Very grisly.
I prefer sat-nav. Don't know about you.
Definitely.
They don't have sat-nav yet. What about Arya and the Hound?
OK, could you pass me that very attractive
Here we go.
direwolf there? That's a nice movement. That probably is how they move. So we last saw them at the end of the last series at the Twins,
Yep.
where the Red Wedding was.
OK.
And they're now travelling down here
Good movement.
towards the Vale,
Yeah.
where possibly the Hound will sell Arya to her aunt.
They can't sell her. They're a good team.
They're possibly staying at the inn at the Crossroads on the Trident, which is about here.
Right. So the inn at the Crossroads is where everybody kind of congregates. It's the place that friends or foes
Enemies,
all
yeah.
hang out.
Yeah, exactly.
And we think that's where the scene took place in tonight's episode.
As far as we know.
That's it for part one, but do stay with us because things really heat up as we take a closer look at our favourite creatures that cannot be tamed, the dragons.
We bring you an exclusive preview of next week's episode.
And we meet the humble steward who took down a White Walker. It's Sam Tarly, next on Thronecast.